Hello everybody. Today we are doing a little needlepoint video. So in a second we're going to head to Hobby Lobby or maybe Michael's. I'm really not sure where the best place to find thread is. So we're gonna kind of look in both places probably. And we are going to officially kit this canvas that I painted. So just as a reminder, if you missed my previous video, I did do a video on painting my own canvases. This is beginner friendly because I too am a beginner. So you can check it out over on my channel. If you haven't already seen it, definitely go watch it. And while you're there, go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date on all of my workings. I post lots of crafty videos, especially like laser crafts, Cricut crafts, etc. But I am entering the world of needlepoint and you guys are coming along with me. So this was my first canvas I painted. She's so cute, little hydrangea basket. The colors are not really true to what they're going to look like because I have a limited number of acrylic marker paint pens. So yeah, this is what we have, but we're gonna go kit this guy out. And what kitting is, from my understanding, is we're basically gonna go pick out the threads that we need for this canvas and put it all in our little baggie so we can start stitching this bad boy. So in today's video, we're going to get all of our threads and we are gonna do our first stitches on this canvas and see how it goes. Luckily, I bought this pattern off of Etsy and she included this little DMC guide. So we're gonna take this with us on our adventure today. There was one color on here that only has 2 stitches in the whole canvas. And so we're not doing that one. We're gonna absorb it into another color. I don't think it's super necessary to have 2 stitches of one color. But let's take this with us. And let's take this show on the road. Okay, we have arrived at Michael's. I'm gonna try here first and see if they have all the colors of DMC thread that I need. Also, I'm going to do one of these. I don't know if you grew up in the 90s like me, but if you did, you remember Altoid sours. And my sister found these little like retro sours. They're literally just like them, except they're like very sour. Like, I don't know if we were just made of metal as children. The beginning, like 10 seconds is very intense. Okay, anyways, let's go check out some thread. Also, I almost forgot, I have to say, I applied to the Masters in Themed Experience program at UCF. It's very competitive and I should be finding out today whether I got in or not. So I looked at my application status and it says, it's been saying awaiting decision and now it says decided. But I've gotten no communication. So I don't know whether that means I got rejected, hopefully not, or whether I'm just waiting for them to contact me. So there's kind of a chance that during the filming of this video, I'm gonna find out. And that would be kind of wild. You would literally like be here with me when I found out. Yeah. Anyways. We'll see. Here is the selection. Okay, I was originally looking at these, but I think I actually need to be looking at these because they actually have the numbers that correspond to my sheet. So I'm gonna pull all these numbers and then we'll look at them all together. We are ready to go stitch. Okay, let's go check out. Bag secured. Look at those clouds. It's like Toy Story up there. That's exciting. So now let's head home and let's do our first stitches. Okay, friends, we're back from Michael's. So let's talk about the supplies that we have out in front of us because we are now going to start stitching and I'm not confident, but we'll see how it goes. So I have my needle threaders. I think these are so cute. They're from Amazon. I'm also using these tulip tapestry needles in size 22. So we're gonna use one of those. I've got my little scissors for snipping my thread. I've got my needle minder. I don't think I'm gonna need this today, but I think it's really cute. So we're gonna have it around. And then of course we have all the thread we just got. So we're gonna be starting, I think, with like a light color because I feel like I saw a needle pointer on TikTok. I wish I could remember who it was. I would tag her. Say you start lightest to darkest. For this particular canvas, I think that I'm gonna break that rule because I want to start in an area where I can get like a really good repeat of the pattern so that I can get accustomed to the stitching. So I'm kind of leaning towards maybe starting with this pink bow because it is really light and I'm gonna start with like a pretty small section because I don't know what I'm doing. I'd rather use multiple like smaller sections and get comfortable with the stitching. Okay, I saw someone literally just thread their needle by hand. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that. We're gonna try. I do appreciate that the eyes of these needles are a lot bigger than like on a traditional embroidery needle. Okay, I'm just pinching it really flat and then I'm gonna try to poke it through. In the YouTube video, she made this look very simple. Ah, we did it, that was it. Sweet, okay, so then our next step is to tie our waist knot, which we go to the other end of the thread and we just tie a little knot here. It is exactly what it sounds like. It's just like a little knot that's going to secure our thread. Gotcha. Kind of a long tail on that little waist knot, but that's okay. So I read that you want to start your stitching vertically below where you plan to start, like maybe a few rows down. So we're gonna put our waist knot right here. Okay, and then today we are going to do the Continental stitch because it's the only one I know how to do. So we got our waist knot a few rows down from where we're gonna start. I am going to find the first intersection. Is this right? And then I think you go southwest to northeast first. Let's try it. So we're just looking at where I've colored these intersections. I also could use stretcher bars for this. I did see someone recommend them for beginners. It actually is, if you've done embroidery before, I think this is a bit easier, I say as I make a big knot. This feels a little bit easier. I don't know, this is gonna be a learning process, but we'll see. We're just gonna continue along here. So I'm just gonna fill in the whole row. I think that would be the last pink one. Where it transitions to another color is, I'm unsure. I don't know. Okay, well I do know how to do the row below it, so let's do that. So then I go to the row below it and you start this time in the northeast of the one you already stitched. And then you get the southeast corner. So they kind of end up meeting up. And then you work your way back the other direction. I ended up with like a couple stitches extra, or like on the bottom row that weren't on the top row because I think I started in like a weird spot. So I don't know whether I can just like go back and get those. How will they know? Nobody's gonna know. Okay, that's how you do it. That's it right there. Now I could go up one and get that very top row that I missed. It's starting to make sense because you're looking at, it's hard to like train your brain, I think, to look at the intersections, not the holes. I am interested in the stretcher bars versus no stretcher bars debate, by the way. So if you are a needle pointer, please let me know what you would recommend in the comments. This canvas I feel like is pretty simple. So I'm kind of thinking, no, I'm not gonna need it, but I could very well be wrong. Also, I was kind of planning to stitch on the plane because I'm going to teach at a conference in California in a couple weeks. And I just realized, can I bring needles? Can I bring my needlepoint needles on the plane? Who knows? Okay, we did it. So now let's talk about tying off. I think you flip it over. So when you're done with your section, I could keep going, but for the purposes of this video, I'm gonna stop. And then you slide it under in the back, pull it through to like tie it off, and then you snip the edge. And there you have it. We officially did a couple rows of our very first needlepoint project. This is now my very first whip, as they call it, my first work in progress. So we will be continuing on this. And if you want to see more needlepoint stuff, please let me know in the comments below. I have been loving it so far. I've been really enjoying painting the canvases, and so far, the stitching is very therapeutic. So let me know if you want to see more needlepoint. Let me know if you have advice for me in the comments below. I need to know where to buy digital charts so that I can make more canvases. And if you have a video you want to see on a different crafting topic, let me know that too. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. As always, you can find me everywhere else on social media at It's Laura Lambert. But until next time, crafty friends, happy crafting. I will see you back here next week.